Okay, here we go. We're going to start by investigating a very well-tested fingering for the chromatic scale. And I present it to my students this way. We're going to use our thumb and middle finger, fingers 1 and 3, to play C and D flat, and then again 1 and 3 to play D and E flat, and then 1, 2, 3 for E, F, and F sharp. Back to 1 and 3 for G and A flat, and then 1 and 3 for A and B flat, and then 1, 2, 3 here. So to review, we can go down too. Practice that a few times. So it's the chromatic scale kind of presented in a new way, I guess. It's a series of clusters. And I find that it helps you solidify your positioning if you do the following. We're going to take each of those clusters and play them 4 times. Check your thumb. I find that it's easy to slip towards the thumb knuckle. That's a no-no. Try to get as close as you can to being on the tip of your thumb when you do this. Let's do 3 repetitions. You don't need to go that fast. Take as much time as you need. At some point you're going to get comfortable. And when you're at that point, you can start to break up the clusters. Maybe let's start legato. And maybe staccato too. This time I'm just going to go from C to C. I'm going to leave that C sharp out. Notice I'm kind of using a mallet sort of motion. When I play staccato, there's a little wrist, maybe a little arm. You don't see a lot of pivoting around, any of this kind of stuff. You may need that to do that from time to time, but if you've worked on your choreography with this clustering exercise, you should be in a good position. To find the notes under your fingertips. Why don't we try it from B to C sharp? Maybe start legato in little chunks. And then in staccato, you'll see my hand bouncing a little bit. And if you feel like the left hand is left out, just replicate as a mirror image. And remember, the repetition helps reinforce the positioning. It also puts the shape of whatever's underneath in your hand. And it's the repetition that tests that. If I can, rise above the keys and successfully land on the right notes, it means that I'm anticipating the shape of the notes that I need to play and optimizing my positioning. So why the chromatic scale? Well, why not look at it early on, because it addresses this challenge that we are always up against, which is how do we keep playing without running out of fingers? Well, if you're watching this video, my guess is that you're interested in jazz harmony. And if we're going to deal with jazz harmony, we have to get used to playing chords. So I want to make sure that you're comfortable doing that. We're going to start with some simple chords that I'm sure you already know. Let's look at an F triad in second inversion. And for starters, let's play it with the following fingering. 1, 3, 5. And when you play it, just check your contact with your thumb. Be careful of playing on the knuckle. Try to stay on the tip if you can. Now, our ultimate goal is to play up and down chromatically major triads in second inversion. And just like with the chromatic scale, repetition is going to help us develop the muscle memory so that the shape of that chord is somehow remembered by our hand. So 4, 4 times we'll do it. Now, maybe it doesn't work that well for you. I'm going to guess why. A lot of times when we're playing chords, we get in the habit of spelling them. Then you get to the next chord and you think, okay, what are the notes? And if you need to take time to do that, that's okay. But once you have a sense of what that chord is, you know it, you can see it, you understand it, then bring it to this place where you're reinforcing muscle memory. Maybe you need to spell the next chord. Review the others. That repetition tells me that I have it in my hand. My hand knows where that chord is. So I'm going to get quicker because I'm not spelling it every time. Maybe I need to spell the A flat. Okay, review the others. all the way up. Things might feel a little bit different because your angles start to change. Notice my arm is this way a little bit, angled, on this line, but as I go up, well, there's a moment where it's a little more perpendicular. As I go a little higher, the angle starts to move in this direction. So be observant of your angles. Also be observant of your thumb. Your thumb is going to need to move in when it's on a black note. Out on a white. So you'll see this sort of piston motion. I suppose you could get in close. If you move in closer on the triads where you have a white key on the bottom, maybe that minimizes your motion. But it can complicate things in some other ways. You might feel crowded. So maybe split the difference. Repetitions of 4. That's a good place to start, but then repetitions of 3. Repetitions just twice. As you reduce the number of repetitions, you're having to move to the different chord shapes more quickly, and that's what prepares you to play. This particular triadic shape is one that we can use to build larger chord shapes. These are the chords that you hear in the tune So What? So another chord might be this. Maybe we would call that a B flat major 13. Maybe a D7 sharp 9. Or with tenths in the left hand. Anyway, we can use this practice drill to absorb lots of great chord shapes. An essential part of your chord practice should be pedaling. Jazz harmony sounds so amazing, and we want to make sure that we can convey that to our audiences with clarity. So let's look at this first chord exercise. Once you've mastered the chord shapes, you can take this second inversion triad up chromatically. Let's see if we can create some legato with that using the pedal. So I'd like you to try something. Play the first chord, press the sustain pedal down, release your hand, keep the sustain pedal down. Now release the pedal. Let's just repeat that. Now let's practice going from F major to F sharp major. So we will go play at the, push the pedal down, and at the moment you play the F sharp triad, release the pedal. Go ahead and put the pedal down. I'm not sure going through it slowly like that is helpful, but maybe you need to see it once. Let's rhythmatize it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If you feel confident with that, keep moving up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count them as eighth notes now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Let's get the pedal moving on the swing and. So 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Once you can do that, if you can get your pedal swinging, watch out.